rise.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, let's get on the record, please. Thank you. We are now on the record. This is State of Idaho versus Bryan Kohberger, case number CR 29-232805. Mr. Kohberger is in the courtroom. Ms. Taylor is representing him. Looks like Mr. Watson is participating on Zoom, as is Ms. Bassett. And we have Mr. Thompson and Ms. Jennings in the courtroom representing the state. Participating on Zoom is Ms. Beatty and Mr. Nye. Also representing the state, I've got Ms. Engler is the court reporter. She's participating on Zoom. And I think that's really everybody that I have to address here. So the defense, Ms. Taylor, requests a status conference for today. So here we are. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we asked for this status conference today because I have had some opportunities to meet with Mr. Kohberger and talk about his trial date and his speedy trial right. Your Honor, we're here today to ask the court to continue the trial setting, and Mr. Kohberger is prepared to waive his right to a speedy trial. Your Honor, there are a couple of things that I need to place on the record. One can come after the court takes his waiver, but one I think ought to come before the court takes his waiver. Your Honor, as the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death penalty and Idaho's speedy application. Because we're here today to waive speedy and ask the court to continue, I think the court and counsel ought to know that one of the motions that we will be filing is a motion to strike the death penalty because it places Mr. Kohberger in a position where he has to choose between two rights. One, that being the right of the speedy trial, or the other right to effective assistance of counsel. I didn't want that to come filed later and have it be any surprise that I knew it was coming. It will be coming. That motion will be coming. And for us to stand up and request the continuance and waive speedy today. The rest can be placed on the record after the court's questions. Mr.
Yeah. So you can see it. Well, you heard all that, Mr. Kohberger? Yes?
Yes.
And is that the case that you want to waive your speedy trial rights?
Yes.
Do you understand that those rights are statutory in Idaho, also protected by the United States Constitution and the Idaho Constitution?
Yes.
You understand that if you waive, you're waiving really forever in this case. So if we were to push this out, this case, and then something else happens that allows us or requires us to push it out a little farther, you can't claim your right to a speedy trial at that point. You understand that?
Yes.
So have you had enough time to discuss this with Ms. Taylor?
I have.
Is anybody pressuring you to waive your speedy trial rights?
No.
Sure you want to do this?
Absolutely.
You agree with this, Ms. Taylor?
Your Honor, I do agree with this. I do not believe counsel can be effective by October 2nd, the entire phase, given we should end up in a part two of this trial. Our investigation is not complete. our work as experts is not complete. I'm completely review of state's evidence. I cannot believe those to be effective. I have to.
Thank you. Is Mr. Kohberger willing today to write, sign his name and you to sign your name on a waiver of student trial?
Where I can tell you that I did not prepare Mr. Kohberger for that, and that would be because I am not familiar with sports practice. I expected we would waive in open court today, which is that was happy to take a look at the full process.
Well, I wasn't really anticipating this, but just in case, and hypothetically, I grabbed a Odyssey form, which I don't really favor those forms, but I did pull that out, and maybe I could give this to you and Mr. Kohberger, and we could take a look at it. My practice is always to get a written signature of waiver in any waiver of student trial. So, let me go to, and I haven't taken his waiver yet. I'm going to notice that, but let that settle for a second. Mr. Thompson, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor. I mean, I think everybody would like to have it resolved sooner than later, but I think the case here, the rate is focused that this is a start.
Thank you. I do agree with that. I mean, we have so many things going on. There's a lot of issues left to resolve. And as you know, I mean, probably you could understand that. We were all thinking this, that it's going to be very difficult to put everything together that needs to be put together before October 2nd. This is a very significant, complicated case for all the lawyers, particularly Mr. Kohberger. So I understand you want to be fully prepared for the trial. It happens also. So, and likewise for the state. Likewise for the court. I mean, I was going to do that, but you don't want to have to. I mean, any of these issues, because they're all important. So, I don't know, did you take a look at that form?
Maybe not just one.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. So, Mr. Kohberger, did you read this over?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm talking about is the written waiver of speedy trial.
Yes.
Did you understand the terms here,
Yes.
which we've already talked about?
Yes.
And you agree with the signing of the form waiver of speedy trial, Ms. Taylor?
I do that.
Okay, so Mr. Kohberger, do you want me to accept your waiver?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you understand that if I accept your waiver, you're giving up your constitutional right under the United States Constitution and the Idaho Constitution on the constitutional right of speedy trial?
I understand.
Do you understand that if I accept your waiver, you're also giving up your statutory, Idaho statutory right to a speedy trial.
Yes.
That is within 6 months of your name.
Yes.
Do you agree with the tender of the waiver, Ms. Taylor? Kohberger, do you want me to accept the waiver?
I do.
Based on our discussion, your waiver of these rights expressly in court and also in signing this waiver to the trial. Also, you are tendering these waivers on advice of counsel. I will accept your waiver of speedy trial. I find that your waivers are knowing, intelligent, voluntary, and there's actually good cause to recognize actually what I heard from your counsel, Thompson, and my client. So, with that, we can talk about resetting this. We're prepared to do that today. Sarah?
Your Honor, I would say that we are not prepared to choose a priority today. And that brings me to kind of the second part of what I wanted to talk to the board and talk to about today. We currently have September 1st as the date for the motion to dismiss the grand jury indictment. Our deadline to file our challenges will be today, and we're prepared to file those today. Our hope is that particular hearing date, they let the folks challenge the grand jury indictment, and also there are 2 additional motions that we're going to be filing, and we're hoping that we can have those heard. After that time, after we've heard the motions, we'd be in a position to meet with the state if they desire and talk about a reasonable trial setting. My preference would be to have us discuss that and reset the trial one time and not do this a number of times and worry about getting subpoenas out and really not calling. That would be my request. The other deadlines that are in place right now on the court's scheduling order, I think those would be appropriate for us to talk about and see and defense and perhaps suggest for the court to order a different scheduling order than one that exists. We simply want to keep the grand jury indictment challenge date because that's soon. And having the court's decision on that will largely impact what comes next. If the court will allow, I'd like to briefly address the other 2 motions that are coming not been on today.
Sure.
Okay. We will be filing a motion as to media in the courtroom, particularly the cameras in the courtroom. And that motion should be filed by the end of the day or first thing tomorrow. That comes from Spain. The other motion, Your Honor, has to do with what happens to witnesses that the defense might call. The court will call Gabriela Vargas testified last Friday on our hearing last night. She was visited by 2 FBI agents and interrogated about her testimony, timing of the declaration. That, in our view, impacts Mr. Kohberger's due process rights and tries to defend the assistance of counsel, and that motion will also be filed later today with proceedings.
Any objection to hearing this the motion along with these 2 more motions to be heard on September 11th? Jonathan?
I don't believe so, Your Honor, having not seen exactly what the motions are, but if you're saying they're fairly straightforward, I would think that if we look at the motions and we have an issue with Grace Ms. Taylor. I will, for the record, since Ms. Taylor has brought up the situation with Vargas, did work in counsel background. Over the weekend, Ms. Vargas, after she testified, engaged in some electronic communications with others in the genetic genealogy field. Those indicated, as it was reported to the investigators, to our investigators, that she was redating on some of the things that she testified to in court. When we heard that, I reached out to investigators and said, can you find out what's going on? And the FBI indeed undertook an investigation. And preliminary reports are that Ms. Vargas claims that some of what was in her declaration, she inadvertently agreed or signed without fully reading it. We're documenting that so we can expose it to Ms. Taylor and to the court, because I think it goes directly to what happened last week. That's the only reason that she was contacted, because it reported to us that she was retracting some of what she had testified to and what was in the declaration. And we felt it's very needed to cover that quickly. There was no other motive, no other motivation to it. I just wanted to thank
Your Honor, that's certainly different than the information that I received. I would have been happy to be advised about that, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. I mean, I'm sure that's what was responsive for. I'm not saying they're calling them a liar, but the quality of the information piece, see, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. My hope is that these two FBI agents that to look at as far as the home last night, hopefully they reported everything that they talked to her about, and that should resolve the issue.
Pretty quick. Hear about it at the hearing. That's how we sort these things out.
Yeah.
So, back to a change of the scheduling order. I think it does make some sense to review it. You want to talk about that before we start taking that apart? We don't have to do it right now.
Judge, the state's position would be is that the court vacate the October trial date, vacate the scheduling order, let us get through what we're going to do on the 1st, and then let's talk and see if we can come to an agreement. If not, allow the court to set a date for a trial that's realistic, and then have a scheduling order generated that reflects the times of preparing for trial and is useful for both parties to do it.
Is that acceptable to the state?
Yes, Your Honor, I agree. We should get through the hearing on the first, and then we're happy to meet with Mr. Thompson in his office and discuss the appropriate trial date.
That council can talk about some of those things before we're taking it back to the state.
Yes.
I fully support that. So I'm vacating the trial, October 2nd. I'm vacating the scheduling order except for September 1st. Okay? Except with Mr. Kohberger's waivers, speedy trial. I have maybe a personal issue to discuss through a meeting. First of all, I wanted to tell you I'm getting requests for excuses already from potential jurors, and what I'm doing is not excusing anybody at this point. I'm the commissioner, jury commissioner is just collecting those, and then we're going to do those excuses on the record with you. Okay, I think that's appropriate in a case like this. Does that make sense, Ms. Taylor?
The excuses are from potential jurors.
They may be. I mean, these are expanding the panel.
Okay.
Okay, because I was thinking that I need a lot more potential jurors to show up. Objection to me excusing myself. I never thought I'd actually face that. But, I mean, I don't think I could be a juror in this case.
I would agree, John, that the image of report going from the jury box that just,
It's a,
yes, but I understand and I would have no objections for it.
thank you. I thought about that, like going back and forth. I might get tired. But, Mr. Thompson?
It makes perfect sense for the court to excuse itself.
It's odd, but it is logical. But I felt kind of awkward thinking that I would do that in a talk to everybody.
We would not want to confuse with hardening yourself, though.
Right, of course. Always with an open mind.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else we need to address today? Ms. Taylor?
No, you want to keep on.
Ms. Thompson?
No.
All right, well, thank you all, and have a good rest of your week. Richard.